Hey guys! Uh, right off the bat, I'm going to be one of those YouTubers that I hate and apologize for the lighting. I can't quite figure out how it looks okay and you can see me, but it's not like blinding you. So I apologize. Um, Also, it is the dead of winter, but it is really hot in my office, so if you see me fanning, I'm just a sweaty fat girl and I need to cool it down. So, this video is way overdue, and I actually just got back from a work trip by myself, and I thought it was going to be like the best opportunity to make videos because I'd be alone in a hotel and I could just do whatever I want, but didn't end up that way. So I am now back, and it is already the middle of January, and I really wanted to make a best of 2017. I love watching people's best of videos. I like to see what people watch during the year and listen to and ate and all that stuff. So I am just going to list out my favorite things from 2017. Let's start with my favorite category, which is music. My album of the year, hands down, No Shape by Perfume Genius. If you're saying who, I don't blame you, but you should look him up. Perfume Genius, exactly like it sounds. He is amazing and odd and beautiful, and I love everything that he has made. So his new album, No Shape, came out this year, and it's just a little bit different than his older stuff and just amazing. I had a runner-up as Wonderful Wonderful by The Killers. I've been waiting, I don't know, like 7 years or something for a new Killers album. And it it didn't disappoint. You know, it took me a minute to sort of get into it, but I knew I would love it. I love Brandon Flowers, and his voice is magic. So, yeah, it is great, and I would check it out. Best movie. This one was really hard, actually. I feel like been a little bit in a movie rut in terms of new movies. There's been plenty coming out and just none that have really grabbed me. But, excuse me, I'm sorry for the coughing. It will never go away. It's part of me. So, I actually put for best movie Hunt for the Wilderpeople, which I don't know if anyone has seen it. It's great. Um, it is by the same director as Things We Do in the Dark and the newest Thor movie. Also, the same guy. He's very funny, and it stars Sam Neill, who I love, and this adorable kid from New Zealand, and it's a great movie. So, Hunt for the Wilderpeople. I believe it is on Netflix. You should go watch it. Okay, homework. Best TV, also really difficult, but for the opposite reason. The movies, I just didn't feel like there were enough to choose from. TV, there was too much to choose from. I ended up deciding that my favorite TV show of 2017 was the Twin Peaks reboot. I am a big Twin Peaks fan, the original, so for me, it was just awesome. It was really cool to see a bunch of the stories kind of wrap up, and really nostalgic to see all the same actors and the same characters again and that same world. David Lynch is a genius, a crazy genius, but a genius all the same, and it was awesome. It was just a cool thing to have had this year. But I did make a short list of my favorite TV shows to watch this year. So not necessarily ones that, started this year, but just ones that were my favorite to watch. Preacher, which is amazing. Longmire, which actually ended this year. This is the last season, and it made me so sad. Ray Donovan, Orphan Black also ended this year. Game of Thrones, of course, everybody loves it. The Leftovers, which also ended this year, but it had a good ending. It could have really gone in a few different directions because they had some kind of crappy seasons in there, but I feel like dog's coming. I feel like they ended it strong. So, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, thank you to my friend Jess for that. I thought I would hate it, and I love it. So happy for that. Mr. Robot, Halt and Catch Fire, which also ended this year. I think it was 3 seasons total, and this was the last season. Dark, which was on Netflix. I think it was a German show, really good. American Gods, which was bizarre because it had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes and then was just done. And I had to Google for like 2 weeks to figure out if it was coming back. It is coming back. And the Gilmore Girls reboot, of course, was awesome because same thing with Twin Peaks. It was so fun to see all of my old friends back in Stars Hollow, just doing their thing. Sorry, I'm petting Zevon because he came up the stairs. So, okay, so that's it for like the entertainment stuff. On to the vegan products. The best new vegan product I have decided was the Califia Farms Barista Blend. Say that 10 times fast. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's a coffee creamer. Califia Farms, I'm sure you've seen. They make like almond milks and coconut milks. They even make eggnog and iced coffee. Excuse me. And this year they came out with a barista blend that is made just for use in your coffee and like for frothing it. We have an espresso machine in our house, so Joel will make me cappuccinos. And when he makes it with the barista blend, it's amazing. It's like pre-sweetened and it makes really fluffy foam and it's really good. So that was my favorite thing that came out this year. And then I was thinking about my most loved vegan products for this year. So they didn't necessarily come out this year, but I used them an extra lot this year. That would be the vegan egg by Follow Your Heart. I know some people are a little iffy on it. Before I was vegan, I loved eggs. And I absolutely love these. You cook them like scrambled eggs. It's like a powder. I've shown it on here before. It's powder you mix with cold water and then you whisk it up and then it looks like egg beaters. And then you cook it like a scrambled egg and it's so good. I love it with toast. I love making frittatas with it. I love making breakfast burritos, breakfast sandwiches, omelets, all of it. So good. Next up is the Gardein. I just call them the chicken nuggets, but they're actually not chicken nuggets. They're called Mandarin Orange Crispy Chicken. Yeah, Mandarin Orange Crispy Chicken. But basically they come frozen and they're just little, they look exactly like McDonald's chicken nuggets. What makes them Mandarin Orange is they come with a frozen packet of sauce, which I have never used. Well, I think I tried it once. It's good, but absolutely the best chicken nuggets. They are just like old school McDonald's chicken nuggets. You bake them, but they taste and feel like they're fried. They're like crispy, battered on the outside, and have a very deceivingly chicken-like center. They are so good. So I use those a lot this year for like a quick dinner or lunch. And then the Loma Linda hot dogs actually come in a can, which I know sounds disgusting. They're the only vegan hot dog I've ever found that tastes like a hot dog. They're a little soft. The texture is a little soft, but it's not real chewy like the other vegan hot dogs that I've tried. It's more like imagine a really soft, bologna or like the inside of a hot dog. It's like just a little too soft. But once you put it in the bun with onions and relish and mustard and all that, so good. So I actually had ordered like 3 cans on Amazon, and they accidentally sent me 8 cans. So I have a lot of hot dogs. So if anybody wants to try them, just come over. We'll have a hot dog party. Best purchase of 2017. I have 2 items. Neither are exactly for me, but best purchase I would say is Zevon's knee surgery. You can hear him tip-tapping around. He did have his second knee surgery this year. We didn't really know it was coming. I mean, we knew that his knee was bad. We just weren't anticipating a surgery so soon. Come here. He's healing up very well. But it was just one morning, he couldn't really walk on that leg. So I brought him to the vet, his orthopedic surgeon, and they actually took him in for surgery that same day. That was about, 7 weeks ago. So he just now, as I mentioned earlier, has graduated to coming up the stairs. This was his second time coming up the stairs. He is, let's see if I can get him on camera for you. He's very camera shy. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey, bud. Sorry. So obviously that's very expensive, but I am very glad that we did that for him because he was in a lot of pain. Second best purchase would be Joel's new car. He had bought a new car just a few years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. His original car, which was like this really old Oldsmobile that his grandma gave him, that car had just flat out died. Like the whole bottom rusted out, the brakes died, everything. And he ran out and got, the cheapest new car he could find, which was a Ford Focus. And he actually really liked that car. And then one day he was driving home and it just sort of gave up the ghost in the middle of the road. And nobody really knows why, but, once you can't trust it, you can't trust it. So he traded it in and he got a Honda CR-V, which was our first, SUV. So it's been really great having that, really good having it for camping and groceries and all that stuff that I can't fit in my car. So those are our best purchases of 2017. Very practical, but really worth it. Magic moments. So I don't know if you have ever watched Leanne Says here on YouTube. I love her. Excuse me. She always does her best of that month or whatever, favorites for whatever month. And at the end, she does her magic moments, which is exactly what it sounds like. And I actually have 9 magic moments, which is great. Overall, it felt like kind of a crappy year, so it was really fun to go through and think about what the really great moments were. Number 1 magic moment, hands down, was the Perfume Genius concert that I got to go to. I went, I'm so sorry, the dogs are so tippy-tappy all over the place. I don't know anybody in real life or even online that's also a Perfume Genius fan. So I just bought 2 tickets and hoped that I could convince someone to go with me. And it was not hard. I asked my friend Jeanette, and She lives kind of close to Boston, so it made it easier to convince her to say, "Hey, you should probably go with me." Um, and thank God she did, because she's one of my favorite people, and I got to see Perfume Genius, and he was amazing. I would definitely put clips in here, but every time I post a clip somewhere, it gets flagged for copyright, so I will not try again. But yeah, I used to go to a lot of concerts for years, and then the older I got, the more sort of socially anxious and the worse my body was, and I started to enjoy them less and less. So I just sort of stopped going to concerts unless they were something really special, and this one was really special. Um, it was awesome. It was a small venue, and I was like, two or three people in from the stage or out from the stage, and he sang every song I wanted him to sing, and he sounded amazing. It was just, one of those perfect moments when you think you're, being filmed. You think you're like in some kind of teen movie where it's just the perfect soundtrack, and all the feels are there. So it was really cool. I also went to Regina Spektor and Eve Six this year. I think I saw the Killers this year, but I don't really remember if that was last year or this year. But yeah, Regina Spektor was awesome too. Eve Six, who I'm a big fan of, was not that great, but it was free, so can't complain. Second magic moment was paying off my car. I paid off my car January of 2017, and I have never had the luxury of paying off a car payment before the car dies. So that was awesome. My car is now currently dying, which is to be expected since I paid it off. But having a full year without a car payment is so good. Magic moment number 3 is getting my panda tattoo, which I'm sure I told you all about. My friend Manda, who passed away last December, like most people named Amanda, we called her Panda. She loved pandas. She had her own photography company called Panda Snaps, and the logo was a little panda with a camera. It was really cute. And my 2 friends and I went and we all got panda tattoos. We got different tattoos in different places, but they were all pandas for Amanda, and I love it, and I think of her every time I see it in a nice way, still a sad way, but a nice way anyway. Magic moment number 4 was selling my designs in my friend's store, which I think talked about on here. My friend Adam has a store, like an actual storefront in Rhode Island, and it's so cool, and he does his own designs as well as curated designs from other local artists. Has a very big excuse me, it's very big on the gay and lesbian trans sort of community. Sorry, my throat is evil. And he's doing such cool stuff there. He organizes very inclusive activities, like a Stitch and Bitch at the store. They go roller skating, and I just love what he's done. But I digress. My point is, when he was first opening, he needed more inventory, to really open up the store. And I volunteered to make a few designs for him to sell, so I did. And I sold some, not a ton, of course, but I sold some out of his store. And at Pride, he had a booth at Pride in Boston and in Providence. And that's so exciting. I mean, it's so exciting for him. Like, I'm so happy that he's doing this, but really cool for me. You know, I have never really, like, I've sold cards, you know, and I've made like wedding invitations for friends and stuff, but I never like made and sold items with my designs on them. You know, like t-shirts and stickers, and it's just cool. It's just really cool to see something that you have created and someone else wants it, you know? So that was a definite magic moment. Magic moment number 5. I had this amazing day with my friend Jess. We went to the Gropius house, which is not as gross as it sounds. Walter Gropius was an architect back in the day, and he is widely known for starting the Bauhaus school in Germany. And then he brought his designs and some of his students here to New England, and there's this sort of like enclave of houses that he designed, including the one that he designed for himself to live in. And it's just something I've always, like, I've lived nearby, but I've never actually gone. And it's just a really cool style that I love. And I just had such a nice day that day. And we went to a museum. It was like a sculpture museum, so most of it was outside, and we just had a really nice day. So, Jess, if you're watching this, then you made it into my magic moments. So you're welcome. Magic moment number 6. We went to Florida this year. We go to Florida every year, but this year we went about 2 weeks after the big hurricane had hit, and it was, you know, a little touch and go. We didn't know if the house was okay that we were going to. We didn't know if we were going to be able to go. And then we did, and the house was fine. It was just very humbling to go there and to see a lot of the devastation, the houses, the trees. The zoo was just demolished. They only lost one animal, which is great, but I don't know. You know, I don't want to say like, oh, it's a magic moment, because it was just like a great trip. Like, it was a great trip. It was very low key. You know, we couldn't really do much in terms of sightseeing or anything, because a lot of things were closed. But it was a magic moment in that it was hopefully a once in a lifetime thing. You know, we have never, and hopefully we'll never have to live through a really bad hurricane like that. And so to see it right after and have the area be, you know, kind of okay, was just memorable, I should say. Wasn't necessarily a magic moment, but it was very memorable. So, number 7, I was the witness for my friend's wedding. Excuse me, you know my nose gets itchy when I talk too much. I'm sorry. My very close friend and her partner had asked me to come to their house and witness them being married. And so Joel and I went, and it was just Joel and I and my 2 friends and their dog. And it was really special because, you know, I've been an officiant for a wedding before, and I've been to a lot of weddings, but I've never just been the only person at the wedding. And yeah, it was really nice. It was just in their backyard, and they actually had their first baby about 4 weeks after the wedding. So yeah, it was all really special, and I will definitely remember that forever. Number 8 is I had a super fun day at the Foxwoods Casino with my girl Melissa. She took me there for my birthday, and it was just really fun. We did a lot of shopping, and we did a lot of eating and some gambling, and it's just nice to go somewhere with a friend that you're totally comfortable with and just kind of have a day, you know? Just be around each other, but not have to entertain each other. Just be friends for a day, you know? I think it's pretty special. So that was a magic moment. And the last magic moment was actually minimizing a lot of the junk in my house. So I'm sure it doesn't look like it from the look of my office, but this is my craft room. It's supposed to look like this. But the rest of the house, I started working on minimizing my stuff very early in the year. And I just, of course, there's still some to go, but I made such progress. Like, I have closets that are empty, like there's nothing in them. That's cool, because there's been stuff in these cabinets and closets since we moved in, like still in the boxes since we moved in. And we bought this house like 11 years ago. So yeah, I minimized my wardrobe, minimized everything, and just feels really good. Okay, so now we're on to the worst of 2017, which I only have one thing. Worst of 2017 would be my health problems, for sure. Sorry, got distracted. I thought maybe Joel was home. Just sounds downstairs. So yeah, I would say that my health definitely took a turn this year for the worse. I started having symptoms of whatever this new thing is that is still undiagnosed. And I've just been really, really, really fatigued and very in a lot of pain every day for this year. So I definitely, hope that changes. And the last category is what I'm looking forward to in 2018. And I have 4 things. Number 1, next weekend, I'm actually going on a weekend trip with Jess. She's the one I went to the Gropius house with. And we're just going to Nashville for the weekend. And I'm super excited about it. Sugar? Still don't know what's making sounds out there, but it's not my sugar. So, weekend trip to Nashville. Very excited about that. Second would be camping. We go camping every year, and I am pretty jazzed about going this year. Don't have our dates booked yet, but I think they'll open up soon. So, yeah, no matter how I feel, no matter how my body's doing, I will still go camping. So, number 3, hopefully getting a diagnosis for my new symptoms. I'm still thinking lupus, but I have no idea. I would love it to be something else. But I do hope to get some answers this year. And lastly is my friend Anna is alive this year. I, of course, don't want to give you too much personal information on the internet, but she is a very good friend of mine, and she has had what was deemed terminal cancer for a short time now. and I'm not sure where that cut me off. I was talking about my friend Anna, who has had terminal cancer, and she has been told that it's no longer terminal, and I'm so excited to have another year with her as my friend because she is very special. And yeah, it makes me really happy thinking about um, being able to go through this year and um, not be just petrified that something is going to happen. So uh, yeah, I would say things are looking up for 2018. I definitely hope that your 2018 is better than your 2017, even if it was great. It can always be better. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this way too long, way too rambly video. But there it is, my favorites for 2017. So, talk to you soon. Bye.